You're watching Northwest Sports Tonight, brought to you by McDonald's. Did you know many of your favorite choices at McDonald's are under 400 calories? Come see for yourself. McDonald's. I'm loving it.
Brown, Comer, up the top! He drops the end zone!
March Madness living up to the hype today with plenty of upsets, plus the Zags get set for the Shockers. And we'll also have the latest with John Garland of the Mariners and Russell Wilson of your Seattle Seahawks. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Northwest Sports Tonight. I'm Chris Egan. King Felix shining bright tonight. Plus, we'll bring you the Blazers, Sounders, and U.S. soccer in the snow, and even some Seahawks football. But we'll begin things with the big dance. The Gonzaga Bulldogs avoided the upset yesterday, and now today, it's all about looking ahead to tomorrow's showdown with Wichita State. Krem 2's Darnay Tripp joins us from Salt Lake City with a preview of the Zags Shockers matchup.
Kevin Pangos said it this afternoon. It's a new day. Regardless of how Gonzaga got past Southern, they did just that. Now the Bulldogs have turned their attention to Wichita State. Gary Bell Jr. said it was nice to be able to brush off the cobwebs against the Jags after having such a long break since their WCC championship win. The team did not seem overly concerned by the way the Southern game played out. They could be in for another contrast of styles against the Shockers. Toughness and physicality are words used often to describe Wichita State, a team known for their defense and rebounding. Overall, Gonzaga says they have to be better about asserting their will.
That's always good, try to, go out, start out aggressive right early, because that shows the team that we're here, we're serious about, trying to win this game. I think we play better when we do that as well, that brings out confidence in everybody.
I think that'll be huge. I mean, just, toughness, physicalness, understanding that they're going to give you your best shot on every possession, they're going to compete on every possession, and we got to be ready and, ready to take that right from the tip and impose our will and, show them what we're made of.
As for Wichita State, they're feeling good after their runaway win over Pittsburgh. To get that W, Malcolm Armstead contributed 22 points, while Clay Anthony Early had 21. He's the team's leading scorer on this season. The Shockers believe they are in for a battle against the #1 team in the country. Carl Hall is complimentary of GU's bigs, says he's just going to try and make life difficult for them. After seeing the Zags struggles against Southern, they do expect to see a different team.
That don't mean they're going to play that way against us. They might, at the time of their life against us, you never know what's going through their head going into this game either, though. So we just, like I said, we got to lock in and come ready to play on the defensive end.
They're the #1 team and the #1 seed, so we just got to go out and play hard because they're proven.
Tip-off Saturday between the Shockers and Zags is scheduled for 5:40 Pacific. Reporting in Salt Lake City, Darnay Tripp, Crown 2 Sports.
All right, thanks, Darnay. Many, including President Obama, predict Gonzaga will meet 5th seed Wisconsin in the Sweet 16. Let's find out what happened in the Badgers' first-round game against 12th-seeded Ole Miss today. Under 9 minutes left in the game, Murphy Holloway with a steal in the layup. He puts Ole Miss up with consecutive baskets. And the Rebels don't look back. Marshall Henderson going to work from long range. He hits a 3 with 39 seconds to play. How about this? 12th-seeded Ole Miss upsets Wisconsin 57-46. Also in the West region, 4-seed Kansas State taking on 13-seed LaSalle. LaSalle comes out firing. Jarrell White lays it in. The Explorers open up an 18-point lead at the break. Kansas State closes that quickly. The Wildcats open the second half on a 17-5 run. And with 7 minutes left in the game, Rodney McGruder gonna go to work. Lays it in to give K-State the lead. 7 seconds left. LaSalle misses a free throw. So K-State has a chance. Angel Rodriguez misses the jumper, and LaSalle upsets Kansas State 63-61. The Explorers will now play Ole Miss on Sunday. In the Midwest region, 12th seed Oregon upset number 5 Oklahoma State yesterday. That set up a date with 4 seed St. Louis tomorrow in the 3rd round.
It's about as veteran a team as we've played. The most veteran team we've played all year, I think. With guys with NCAA tournament experience. They've played together. They're a good basketball team, and we're going to have to play as well as we've played all year, to put ourselves in a position to win.
The NCAA women's basketball tournament kicks off tomorrow. Gonzaga fans, but they won't have to travel far to watch the 12th-seeded Zags take on 5th-seed Iowa State. Spokane is hosting the first and second rounds yet again, which means Gonzaga will be playing their first 2 games at the Kennel. The team isn't thinking too much about that, though. Right now, it's all about Iowa State.
It's a finesse style, even though that they are very physical, but they have skilled players, and I think that's the way the game should be played. I've been very impressed watching them. They don't have many holes, which frustrates me. We're going to have to find some.
Iowa State making its 14th tournament appearance. They finished second in the Big 12 to Baylor with a 23-8 record. Cyclones are the favorites on paper, but don't forget tomorrow's game is at the Kennel. Coach Fenley says he's not intimidated by GU's home court advantage.
But those fans can't score. They can't guard you. You got to play. I mean, the kids are going to decide the game. And I think our kids are excited and to play in an environment where the teams are appreciated.
Idaho women also open up tournament play tomorrow. The Vandals will have their hands full when they take on number 1 seed UConn in Connecticut. Huskies making their 25th consecutive tournament appearance and going for their 8th national title. Tomorrow's game will be the Vandals' first tournament game since 1985. Sounders head to Northern California to face the Earthquakes tomorrow night. Both squads will be playing shorthanded with players getting called up to the national teams. Sounders still looking for their first MLS win of the season, but that won't be easy against the Earthquakes.
They're a hard-working team. They're a team that battles and fights for each other. Obviously they're going to be missing a couple of guys in the back as well, but they're a team that just fights, looks for a lot of loose balls, looks to battle.
Well, today was Judgment Day for the Mariners and pitcher John Garland. Would he stay or would he go? Several reports say John Garland is opting out of his contract. According to Ken Rosenthal, he does not have a new deal lined up yet with the Seattle Mariners. M's facing off against the Padres tonight. Felix Hernandez on his A game. Just 2 hits, no walks, and 9 strikeouts tonight from Felix Hernandez. Great to watch a pitch like that tonight. Top of the 5th, no score until Kelly Shopik gets the M's on the board first with a solo shot, his first home run of the spring. Chris Taylor drives one right up the middle. Get the Padres on the board. The M's would tack on 2 runs late, but once again, this night was all about King Felix. 9 strikeouts, no walks, just 2 hits. Great night for the King.
Now for the McDonald's Moment of the Day. Did you know many of your favorite choices at McDonald's are under 400 calories? Come see for yourself.
At Bay Hill, Tiger Woods is 4 back of Bill Haas and Justin Rose, but this is the sequence of the day. On the 6th hole, Graham DeLette's approach hits the stick and rolls about 40 feet away. His playing partner, Chad Campbell, is away from about the same distance, only he gets a little luckier and drains the eagle. Not to be undone, DeLette sucks it up and with the deft touch drains the monster putt for his birdie. And tonight's McDonald's Moment. Coming up next, we'll look back at one of the more memorable losses in Gonzaga history. Plus, the Blazers making a great comeback tonight on the road. And Russell Wilson at Roosevelt High School today for a great cause. We'll have that story as well. And don't forget, for updates before you see him here on Northwest Sports Tonight, make sure you follow us on Twitter. You can follow us at King5 Sports, or you can follow my personal account at ChrisEgan5. Hang tight. We'll be right back. And when we return, it's the return of the legend, the Zag Man.
Bell for the 3. He got it. Believer.
I don't think that's what Gonzaga is.
Gonzaga, that's a preparatory college.
The Zags.
The Zags, right.
A Cinderella story.
So we're ready to roll?
They're ready to roll to the March Madness.
They're going to wait till the apple go to the listeners.
Can you give us a Go Zags?
Let's go. Let's go, go, Zags, go, Zags. Zag, Zag, go Formula, go, Zag, go, Zag.
Beautiful. He is back. He is the Zag Man, and it's great to have him back on the big show. Well, today marks the 10-year anniversary of one of the most memorable tournament games Gonzaga has played, and it just so happened to take place in Salt Lake City. Darnay Tripp has the story.
I think one of the great games in Gonzaga history, and probably one of the best games in NCAA tournament history in a long time.
Gonzaga had already established itself as a giant killer with 3 Sweet 16s in the 4 years prior. On March 22nd of 2003, they took aim at perhaps their biggest upset of an Arizona team loaded with future NBA talent.
I don't think we really felt overwhelmed by it, and I think it showed, obviously, once we were out there that we were able to stick with them.
Brian Michelson was on that GU team, but couldn't play due to an elbow infection. Instead, he was witness to a classic.
It was fun to watch it and to be a part of one like that, and you want it to keep going, and there were so many big plays by both teams.
I remember standing on the sidelines going, wow, we're both playing really, really good. And just, it was kind of amazing to just see both teams just going toe-to-toe for so long.
As all 5 Arizona starters scored 15 or more, Blake Stepp and Tony Skinner combined for 50, including Skinner's putback to send it to overtime. Just one of many critical plays from a variety of players.
It was certainly one of those games where I always want our team to just play their best. And if they play their best, then you kind of let the chips fall where they may.
They traded punches for 2 overtimes, setting up one of the most memorable moments in Gonzaga hoops history.
And Blake gets a look at that one that he makes most times, and obviously one of the all-time great Zags. There's probably nobody else you'd rather have take that shot. And
we got the right guy taking the right shot. I take it to this day, every day of the week. I mean, just didn't go in.
I think, there is a little bit of the what if. What if you had beat the number 1 seed? What if that shot that falls 9 out of 10 times falls? But, I don't think there's any regrets looking back on it by any stretch.
And it was just one of those games where, you didn't want it to end. And obviously we didn't want it to end that way, but you were just so proud, overwhelmingly proud.
And I remember after the game, it was just a total respect, mutual admiration. I mean, Arizona didn't gloat in their celebration. Our guys were devastated, and they were picking our guys up off the floor, and they couldn't have been more complimentary.
Obviously, with the way it ended, you wish it would have been one more overtime, and maybe it would have turned out differently for us.
Wow, what a game that was. To heck, Ed, tonight, women's NIT Eastern Washington Huskies. UW leading most of the way. Overtime where Christy King hits, so off they go to a second overtime. Interesting game tonight. Eastern putting up a great fight. Haley Hodgins leading the Eagles with 20, but the Dogs hit a pair of 3 balls down the stretch. Jasmine Davis with a game-high 22, and the Huskies win it tonight, 65-60 in double overtime. NBA, Blazers on the road taking on the Hawks. A delay before the tip while the shot clock is restarted. Fast forward down to the 3rd. Josh Smith with the jam. Hawks take their biggest lead of the game, 24 points for Smith. Blazers slowly chip away. Wesley Matthews hits the 3 ball. He leads all scorers with 28 points. 4th quarter now. Damian Lillard putting on a show. He hits the triple, and the Blazers take the lead. 2:30 to go in this one. Lillard going to work again, hits another 3 to put it away. Blazers, great comeback tonight. They beat the Hawks 104-93. Coming up next, that man, Russell Wilson, plus a princess who is also a pretty good shot at the gun range. And the U.S. soccer team battles Costa Rica and Mother Nature tonight. We'll have it for you when we return. It's something we all know not to do. That's text and drive. And now Seahawks quarterback Russell Wilson is joining that campaign to keep everyone safe behind the wheel. Here's Michael King.
Big day at Roosevelt High. The biggest star in Seattle is here. And what he has to say may save lives.
What's happening?
There he is, our Seahawks superhero.
And you guys stepped up. Say thank you guys for your pledge.
Russell Wilson's at Roosevelt High in Seattle because they won a contest called
Save It Seattle.
Russell and Verizon Wireless challenged kids to pledge against texting and driving.
It could happen any second. It could happen while, one of you guys go home and somebody's coming the other direction. That'd be a terrible reason to lose somebody.
Senior Anthony LaGuardia spearheaded the effort at the school. He says more than half of his fellow students made the pledge to stop texting and driving.
So to have such a big figure like Russell Wilson come and tell us how dangerous it can be and knowing that he's supporting the cause, it's huge to have kids actually start thinking about it.
A day they'll never forget. Hopefully we all remember to not text and drive.
Go Hawks. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Russell. Thank you, Michael. Great stuff. If you'd like to see Russell on the cover of Madden 25, listen up. Wilson has moved into the second round of voting and will face off against Broncos star Von Miller. The player who gets the most votes moves on, so go to ESPN.com/Madden vote if you want to vote for Russell Wilson. So what does shooting, knitting, crocheting, running, marine biology, diving, and being a princess all have in common? The answer is in tonight's Prep Zone. Since 1934, young ladies in Pierce County have been representing their high schools as princesses at the Daffodil Festival. Emerald Ridge senior Sierra McMahon is part of this year's Royal Court.
You know, my mom, actually, she was a Daffodil Princess for Ordean, and when she was in high school, and she's my role model, and so I always thought that becoming a Daffodil Princess would open a lot of doors for me, like it did for my mom.
To be a princess, you need charm and the ability to be an ambassador.
I never thought that wearing a yellow dress and a crown would really have that much of an effect on just little children, but they really come up to me and ask, are you a real princess? Princesses aren't real. No, they're real.
So elegant in her yellow gown, yet Princess Sierra may never need a prince to come to her rescue. This princess can take care of herself.
And commence fire.
Dead center 10.
This is a Paul Bunyan rifle range.
It's Sierra's home away from home.
I see a lot of guys kind of looking around like, why is she here?
But once those guys see her shoot, it's another story.
Well, this is an air rifle.
And she's been shooting it since she was 6.
It's you against the target. And, if you take that as a personal challenge, you can do pretty good.
In 2011, Sierra went to the Junior Olympics. Last year, she shot at the Junior Nationals. And next year, she plans to shoot for the University of Alaska Fairbanks.
Their air rifle team is absolutely phenomenal.
So she's a good shot. But Sierra also runs, dives, is in running start, and dreams of being the
captain of a marine research vessel.
And let's not forget her #1 passion.
I love knitting. I believe that I am obsessed with knitting.
A self-taught knitter who also crochets.
I spend my Friday nights and Saturday nights knitting at home. I'm lame.
Not so much when you consider she knits for the needy. Sierra gives away hats, scarves, and gloves to rescue missions, but also stress knits to help keep her cool, kind of like she did at the Daffodil coronation.
I was so nervous. I mean, that entire night, I was just in the back room knitting the whole time.
She finds comfort in crocheting as she takes aim at her future.
I never thought that I would be a princess, and here I am sitting here with you today, a princess and a shooter and a knitter.
Pretty talented young lady right there. Well, still ahead, more upsets to bring you for the big dance and some World Cup qualifying soccer fun in the snow.
Promising Altidore, it's opening up for him. The shot deflects, and it will be turned into the back of the net. And the United States have their lead, and it's Clint Dempsey again.
Florida Gulf Coast playing in their first ever NCAA tournament game, taking on the second-seeded Hoyas from Georgetown. Eagles used a 21-2 second-half run to pull away from Georgetown. Eagles flying high from start to finish. How about the alley-oop? Cinderella has arrived. Florida Gulf Coast wins it 78-68. Snowy night in Denver for a World Cup qualifier between the USA and Costa Rica. Hard to see the ball, but trust me, that's the U.S. on the attack. Clint Dempsey, right place, right time. Knocks the deflection into the back of the net in the 16th minute. U.S. leads it 1-0, and that lead would hold up during a Winter Wonderland World Cup qualifier. U.S. wins it 1-0, and that's what else happened tonight. Good night, everybody.
You're watching Northwest Sports Tonight, brought to you by McDonald's. Did you know many of your favorite choices at McDonald's are under 400 calories? Come see for yourself. McDonald's. I'm loving it.